There's a moment where you could refine a line, or something in you says, don't. But there is also a quiet, stillness philosophy inside detail that asks for something else entirely. It doesn't announce itself, this moment. It lives inside the detail, inside the places already almost finished. There's no signal, no clear instruction, only a sense that is not always forward. And if you move too quickly, you erase what was already arriving. Most mistakes don't come from not knowing. They come from refining too much. And in most work, that matters. But there is also a quiet stillness philosophy inside detail that asks for something else entirely. We are taught to improve, the need to sharpen, the compulsion to correct, to bring things closer to perfection. And in most work that matters. But detail has its own threshold. A point where refinement can become an interruption. What looks like progress can be like ripples in a small pond and actually be a disturbance. The closer you get, the quieter the wood becomes. Not resistance in force, but in intention. It stops asking to be shaped and starts asking to be seen. There is a difference between finishing and finishing too much. And here, inside this form, you begin to sense something deeper than technique. This stylized snowy owl does not rush its form, even in nature. The detail is never excessive, because sometimes details can be confusing. By selection is when we get at the real meaning of things. This is what some might call unfolding stillness. Not something you create, but something you notice. Less as thought, more as recognition. The work begins to speak differently now. Not in what is added, but what refuses to be changed. There is a moment where the tool understands before the hand does. and nothing more is taken, not because it cannot be, but because it should not be. This is not restraint as limitation, it is restraint as clarity. A kind of agreement between you and the material. Sometimes the smallest correction is enough, not to improve it, but to release it. And then you stop before the habit of perfecting returns. Not every surface needs completion. Not every detail needs resolution. Some forms arrive fully before we realize what we already done enough. And in that recognition, the work becomes quiet again, as if we have been practicing stillness philosophy all along.